Week 7 of 2024 has come to an end. That means next week we end pretty much February, which is insane. This year is going by way too quick. And so is the Tesla news that happened in week 7. It was kind of a quiet week, but there were some juicy news that happened this week that we gotta go over every single Sunday, like how we do on this channel. So let's get down to it. Let's not waste any more time. Smash that like button. Let's get 600. Last time I asked for 550, we got over 600. So I know we can get 600 likes in this video. If you guys could do that, I feel so humble doing these videos. I love doing these videos. I love bringing these value videos to you guys. I hope you guys find it valuable, but I love making these videos for y'all. I just love making videos in general, man. So let's do that. Let's get 600. Subscribe if you haven't already. Week 7, let's go. First things first, Tesla Giga Berlin has resumed production. For 2 weeks, they shut down because they couldn't get any supplies because of the Red Sea incident. But now it looks like that's been resolved and now they're back to producing. And mark my words, February is gonna be a record month for Europe. Despite the fact that now they can produce a capacity of 6,000 vehicles per week. So that is a sheesh moment. And finally, Stellantis, the last biggest OEM player, has now agreed to adopt the North American charging standard, and it joins automatically Tesla's supercharging network. The rest of them, as you guys can see here, they're not really that big or relevant, but with due time, they're also going to be adapting it as well. But nonetheless, everybody has adopted Tesla's supercharging network, the North American charging standard, which is absolutely awesome. But that's what happens when you guys think long term. Tesla has been doing this since they started doing EVs, and now the whole automotive industry has now adopted it. So that is awesome to see. And yes, Tesla will benefit from this when these guys go to Tesla Supercharger and they charge their vehicles. Tesla will be getting a fee. And I think the profit margins are like 10% or so, but nonetheless, cash flow for Tesla. Going to Model Y in Germany, we get a price increase, which is a sheesh moment, as well as a Model 3. Deliveries got pushed back till April and May in the US, which indicates that demand is high, which then they increase prices again, another $500. Overall, increasing the Model Y price of $1,500 within like 10 days, which is absolutely a sheesh moment. And this is costing the same as a Model Y, which is crazy. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but that is crazy. Now, here's the thing. The increase of prices does indicate that demand is high, but it also means that production is low. Supply and demand. This all goes back to supply and demand. There's a lot of demand, but not much supply. So we increase prices to not get more demand, so we can fulfill this demand with the amount of supply. It's just how supply and demand works. But in the long term, I do see the Model 3 price going back down, going to the prices that it should be when they start to scale and ramp the Model 3 refresh big time. But for now, that's what it is, which is a good sign because there is big demand for this vehicle. And hey man, if Tesla wasn't Kuwait right now, I would be buying this vehicle. I mean, I really want to drive. My next vehicle is a Tesla, hands down, no questions asked. But I just can't, it's not available. I just can't get one. But soon, hopefully, come on man, Tesla, come to Kuwait. Come to Kuwait. You're already in Qatar, come to Kuwait, all right? That's Tesla. RIP Lucid, cutting prices while they're already losing $400,000 per vehicle when they sell it. But they're cutting prices. Honestly, at this point, I think this company is a zombie company. They're not making any money. They're losing a lot of money per each vehicle. And it's just ridiculous that the Saudis are continuing to fund this company. It's just ridiculous. Speaking of price cuts, we do see Ford cutting prices of the Mach-E in Canada between $5,000 to $13,000. Wow. I mean, that's crazy. And I do want to say this is due to Tesla cutting prices because of competition, I guess you could say. But nobody really wants any other EV other than a Tesla. So let's see. This is very interesting. I want to see how this is going to pan out in the coming weeks or so. Going to the Cybertruck news. Obviously, we've got some Cybertruck news. We can't go a week without Cybertruck news because this is a big deal. The deliveries are nonstop. Whole Mars catalog just got his VIN number for his Cybertruck of 1994. And I did the math here, and it looks like 26 to 27 Cybertrucks get delivered daily, which is insane, which is up from literally like 10 to 15 since the day of its inception of November 30th is when they did the first deliveries or delivery day of the Cybertruck. So for them to be doubling that rate right now for a complex car or truck, that's very impressive. And look at the lineups for this, absolutely crazy. 80 Cybertruck spotted at Giga, Texas. So this thing is really ramping up slowly but surely. And I can't wait until this thing hits what, 250,000 units of volume every year. Then I think it's gonna go up to 500,000 because there's a lot of pre-orders, like 2 million guys, fine, 1 million guys. If you even do 500,000 production every single year, that's 2 years to fulfill that 1 million, and then you got new orders. I'm looking forward to this. As soon as it's scaled, it's going to be great for margins, and it's going to just give Tesla more billions of dollars of cash flow every single year. It looks like celebrities are enjoying the Cybertruck. Lady Gaga spotted with one. Curious to know what she thinks about it, but I think we'll see that in due time. Tesla releases their 3rd generation of Powerwall. Here's a list of its specs that you guys can pause and read, but it looks like a lot of people are excited about this 3rd generation Powerwall. So let's see what I could do once it's actually in people's homes and see some reviews, because I'm curious to know. LG will start mass production of the 4680 battery cells as early as August. One of their big customers is Tesla. And here's the thing, there's a lot of debate going on in the Tesla community between bulls and bears, saying that Tesla doesn't develop their own batteries. But in reality, they do. The reason why they're getting companies like Panasonic and LG and other ones, even BYD, to make batteries for them is because they're limited in supply. They're not asking these other companies to build them because they can't. They can, and they are, but they're not building enough. They need more. So LG coming here and making 4680 batteries, that's a very bullish news for Tesla. Now, news of the week, I'm not too sure if this was news of the week or maybe then other things that I'm going to mention in this video will be news of the week, but apparently it looks like Tesla's FSD kills a driver. And honestly, as a Tesla investor, guys, that's very concerning, because the reason why I'm all in the Tesla stock is because of FSD. And if that's the case, I might have to sell everything. I might have to panic sell everything and go all into Lucid, because at least they don't kill their drivers, right? Oh my God. But this is FUD. And what I could confirm that has happened is that customer never had FSD installed on the vehicle in the first place. The dude was drunk. And according to Elon here, is that he said that if he had FSD, he would actually be alive. So here's the thing. Here's what it's just crazy what the mainstream media is doing. They are profiting of someone's death, which is just absolutely ridiculous. The dude was drunk, all right? You never want to go sit behind a wheel or drive when you're drunk. I mean, everyone should know that by now. You should not drink and drive or drunk and drive. But the fact that the mainstream media, because it was in a Tesla, they blame it on full self-driving, which was never enabled. But if it was enabled, he probably would have been living today. Do you see how this all doesn't add up? You see how all this is just a big game for the mainstream media to make Tesla look very bad? Shame on them. Honestly, shame on them for twisting it this way, which is just ridiculous and shameful and unmoral and inhuman. All of the above, all of them. It's just ridiculous that they have to profit off this thing, and they have to do it this way. Freaking dirty, man. It's absolutely dirty. Kind of gets my blood boiling a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But talking about FSD, Elon says here that they have been short on training compute for FSD, but will train with other video once there is spare capacity. Now, we do know that more training compute is needed to eventually solve FSD, and the reason why I'm putting it into quotes is because it's really hard to get this thing to 100%. I mean, human drivers are not 100%. So does that mean we shouldn't be driving? It'll come to a point where FSD will become so safe, so reliable, so better than humans that are just safer to use, and it'll get regulated based on that, and that doesn't need to be 100%. But anywho, we do need more training compute to eventually get this thing solved, and it looks like Elon or Tesla is going to have some more capacity for this later on this year. Shout out to version 12. Version 12, if you guys are watching the version 12 videos, shout out to Whole Mars and Catalog and other guys who are using it. It's an absolute, it's a sheesh moment. Now, I think this was the news of the week. I'm not too sure because this week was just all over the place. Is the 13G file coming out showing Elon owns 20.5% stake. And the craziness that happened online, I've already made a video about this. You guys can check out over here. But really, it was a big fat nothing burger. Nothing has changed. People thought that he was buying Tesla stock, or somebody was buying Tesla stock, or Tesla was buying Tesla stock. It's just hilarious. But it was a big nothing burger. But it did give confidence to Tesla investors. I would say that. And I would say the run up to above 200 now, or just below 200, whatever the price is right now, is somewhat due because of that. No idea, but I think that could be one of the reasons why. Speaking of Elon Musk, he did move SpaceX and Neuralink out of Delaware. And Tesla is next. According to Franz, which is the vehicle designer for Tesla, he's saying that Elon is very involved in the design of the process of the compact car, which is very exciting. As you guys already know, they're working very hard. Tesla's working very hard to get the compact car out as soon as possible. They are aiming for second half of 2025 for production. That was a bullish sign for Tesla investors, because we all know that Elon right now, he's doing X, SpaceX, Neuralink, all these crazy other things, and everyone thinks that he's no longer in Tesla, which is absolute ridiculous. But it's good to know that he is very involved. That's good. Now, compact car will be mass produced in Mexico. When will the Mexico Gigafactory get built? Well, the governor of the place where the Gigafactory is going to be built in Mexico, which I think it's called Leon. If I did butcher that, it doesn't matter. They're going to be breaking ground in March. And according to Troy, it looks like it'll take until January 2026 for it to be ready and produced. So if they start March or next month of 2024, that's going to be 21 months, 18 to 21 months. So let's see. Maybe it'll be quicker. Maybe it'll be longer. Nobody knows. We'll just have to wait and see how the pace of work will be, and if there's any government corruption or whatever it is. I don't think there will be. I don't think there'll be any interruptions, but we have to wait and see. Now that's Mexico. Let's go all the way to India, because there's some breaking news there. Apparently, India is finalizing tax breaks for Tesla. I mean, they're saying foreign EV brand. I mean, who else is a big foreign EV brand? What is it, BYD? Give me a break. India hates Chinese products and other things, because they already banned TikTok and other stuff. Gotta be careful what I say, right? Can't be BYD, and probably won't be BYD, and probably will never be BYD, but it looks like Tesla is the one. So let's see. With India, there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of CISA, but let's see what's going to happen. Potentially a gigafactory there, maybe a mega factory. Maybe it's the whole package that's going to India, or maybe it's just the import tax being a tax break. So let's see what it is. There has been a lot of discussion, so I do think something will happen. It's very likely something will happen. But that's all the major news for Tesla. There were some minor ones, like for example, Tesla's building a massive supercharging station with 164 stations in California, in the Kern County area. So that's 164 stations. That is a sheesh big station. That's huge, because Cybertruck may be going to South Korea. We know it's already in Japan, so that is awesome. And Tesla launches a new referral program award that allow you to accelerate your Cybertruck delivery, which is about 30,000 credits. So if you guys want your Cybertrucks to be earlier, if you have 30,000 credits with Tesla, well, you can use that and get your Cybertruck earlier. But that's all the news. That's all the news for week 7. Not much has happened. There was it's just pre-news, like for example, the Mexico and the India stuff. These are good stuff. These are like pre-news until they don't happen. I think the nicest thing that has happened in this week was maybe Stellantis joining it, the supercharging network, Giga Berlin resuming. But other than that, everything else is just normal things. So let's see what's going to happen in week 8. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. We didn't get any Tesla Shanghai entrance numbers, because they're in their lunar holiday right now. So we're going to get it. We're going to cover that next week in week 8, in week 7s and week 8, or week 6 and week 7s in week 8. But that wraps up week 7, guys. Again, if we can get 600 likes on this video, that'd be flipping awesome. And guys, do not sleep on Tesla energy. I swear, don't sleep on this. Check this video out. You guys will see exactly what I mean. Guys, get your I Bought the Dip t-shirt or mug or other shirts as well, because we know that we are in a dip right now. Give it 20, 20, or a little bit over that. 2030. I'm just gonna say that. We're gonna look back and say this was a dip. Subscribe, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.